Welcome back to the kitchen, guys. Good morning. I'm preparing for the weekend. We have a holiday weekend this weekend. So with that being said, I'm preparing my juices for this weekend and also a little prep. So you actually get a treat today. You get to see me prepare my lovely sea moss. And I'm making some beet juice. Now, beet juice is one of those things where you just get a whole wealth of vitamins and all kinds of goodness and nutrition from it. However, I know it tastes like dirt. Beets are very earthy, but if you do it the right way, it's very beneficial. Now, beets are good for controlling blood pressure. What I will say is that if you are on blood pressure medicine, you have to use caution, even with organic or healthy type foods, because you just never know how those medicines will interact, even with a natural fruit. You just have to be careful. Read up on it and talk to your doctor. But if you're taking blood pressure medicine, or if you've been told you were hypertension or whatever, this is a great video for you today. I am not a doctor. I will tell you, but it's just based on personal experience, what I've experienced with this. But you always, just talk to your doctor. I know they don't know everything, but you don't either. So you gotta research things for yourself. You're your best advocate when you're talking with your physician. So with that being said, you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself, stay in tune with them, track your own vitals and things like that. Well, we'll get into the talk as we're getting these juices ready. But I'm just doing a juice this morning and preparing my sea moss for the week. So let me put you down here so we can chit chat this morning. So beets, wonderful beets. You get lots of iron. If you are anemic and you're dealing with iron deficiencies, beets are good for that as well. Just on a personal journey, I've been battling anemia for years. But what I've learned over the years is that you don't always have to pop a pill. I do supplement, but I also try to make sure, if you haven't seen it already, I get it through my food as well. But back to the blood pressure, I've also dealt with that here recently. I don't know if you remember in one of my previous videos, I've lost weight since I stopped eating meat. This is not the first time I've done it. This time it's for life, just due to, we all have gained weight during COVID. I was not exempt from that. So getting all that extra weight off of me has prompted me to go ahead and just continue doing what I had already started years ago, and just get serious about it. So what I've learned with blood pressure and natural foods, you have to be careful because the blood pressure goes up and down, right? Throughout the day, as we're working, as we're doing things stress us, traffic, all that, things like that. But if you're taking medication, you really have to use caution when you have something natural that also lowers your blood pressure. You could pass out. So with those things, you just have to take into consideration checking first and dosages. Now, I do take my beet juice. I don't drink it every single day. Now, the first time I made this juice, I will tell you, I literally almost passed out because it was so delicious. And I'm not saying it because I made it. It was really delicious. I was talking to my mom, and you just dream of things, and I had a dream about this drink, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get up and make that. The first time I tasted it, I couldn't stop drinking it. Now, me just drinking, I literally almost passed out. I got so sleepy because my blood pressure dropped so low. So I'm just telling you, just be careful with it. If you're on blood pressure medicine, that you're already on something that lowers your blood pressure, this is, while great to supplement, please do not overindulge in this drink if you're on medication, because it will lower your blood pressure, and you don't need to be somewhere and you pass out, okay? So our beet juice today, we have 1 whole red apple. I have 2 small beets. I have gloves on because this is like dye. The beet juice will stain everything, like cherry juice. It stains everything. So I have beet I have left over, and then one baby one. So I'm going to use both of these. I have some baby carrots, and then I also have a nice chunk of ginger. And we're gonna put some dates in for some sweetness. Now, I do make this another way without carrots, and I put lemon juice that cuts some of that earthiness from the beets. So, but without further ado, I've already cut up my red apple. Drop that on into my blender. Okay, my baby carrots. Now, I'm not putting any ice in this because I'm not ready to drink it just yet. Plus, my coconut water is cold. I may pour myself a glass here shortly. Put my beets in. A wonderful ginger. Now, that ginger, let me show you real quick. If you are a ginger person and you just love ginger, you can do whatever you want. But this ginger here, let me go ahead and take a piece out for you. It's a nice piece of ginger. For my juice, I used about that much. So whatever that means in measurements, that, or sometimes if I'm just making a serving, a small serving for myself, I'll use just a little knuckle of ginger in my juice, okay? So now, the coconut water is cold. So remember I was telling you about my Ninja, I like the way it measures. I'm gonna try to make about 24 ounces of juice. If it goes a little bit over, that's fine. And I'm gonna put it in my little containers here and put it in the fridge, so. It might go a little bit over. So it'll be between 32 and 24 ounces because I got a lot of fruit and things in there. Okay, now we don't want this super, super sweet. Now remember, we do have an apple in there, but we got that strong ginger and we got those earthy beets. So I'm gonna drop about, put about 8 dates in there. There we go. Just for some added sweetness. And then we are going to blend that juice. Oh, close my fridge. All right, pop our little lid on. All right, guys, it's gonna get a little loud, but you know, we're gonna blend it. Turn it on. Gonna blend. One thing you can notice about this juice has a lot of fiber. So if you are a texture person and you don't like that, my advice to you when it's done blending to your liking, you can strain it. I don't strain my juice, so I drink it straight up. Sometimes I'll strain it like for my husband, or if I just, you know, but most times I just drink everything. So that has all the fiber from the apple, and then of course the fiber from the beets, okay? Turn it back on. This juice is so beautiful. Let me take it off of here. It's such a beautiful juice. Like, it is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so what I was saying, like if you wanted to strain it, you could. I don't have my strainer up here, so I won't bother with it. But this is all I do. I prep it in each jar. Try to split it equally between the two. And then I store it in the fridge. So when I'm ready for it, I just go grab it. And that's my beet juice, okay? Put my little top on, make sure they're closed. There it is. So when I'm ready for my beet juice, I can get it. But you can see just from me shaking it, it is very fibrous. So my suggestion would be, if you don't like that, I'm gonna drink me some. I haven't had any today, so I'm gonna drink some. My suggestion would be to strain it, okay? And then you just store it in your fridge when you're ready. That's it. That's beet juice. I will tell you that it's so beneficial. It's tasty. I love it. And I know people, oh, beets taste like dirt. Yes, they do. They came out the dirt. However, don't treat them like dirt. They're very good for you, you know? So with that, you want to make sure that you take care of yourself. Get the vitamins that you need. They're packed with iron. And they get a lot of bad rep because they do taste earthy. But the benefits, oh my God, a good pickled beet. When I find out how to make my own, honey, I love pickled beets on salad, all kinds of stuff. They're so good for you. I remember when I used to work in the office, we would order food out all the time. And, you know, on those days when we just had a lot of work to do, our managers would take care of us during lunchtime. And listen, we had salads and stuff with pickled beets. I said, give me all the pickled beets. You don't have to eat them, and don't throw them away. So, all right. I can take these gloves off. Sea moss doesn't bother me. And it doesn't stain anything. Let's put these up because I don't want my juice to sit out. And we'll start with that sea moss. Now, I've made it before, of course, but a lot of you didn't get a chance to get the full video of actually the start to finish. So I thought, in all fairness, I'll go ahead and show you how I prep it instead of just showing you the aftermath when we're getting ready to blend it, okay? All right, so those are put away. The sea moss, put this back over here. I'll put that back in the pantry. All right, so sea moss, okay? Bring it a little bit closer. So this is our sea moss, okay? I just broke off some, and if you can see this, it's very, very dry, okay? So to the sea moss, what you want to do is that you want to rinse this really well. Make sure there's no debris or anything like that in it. And I usually rinse mine a few times. I actually let it soak a little bit for a few minutes, and then I come back with my last water. I like Crystal Geyser water, so that's going to be my final water that we put in here, and then I'm going to let this sit overnight, okay? Now, to my sea moss, it depends on when I do it. So I did it this morning. I'll probably get a full 24 hours out of it, but most times I'll go 12 to 15 hours, you know. And I'll get a smaller bowl too, because I don't need that big bowl. So to my sea moss, I usually like to, I'll change bowls because I really don't need this big bowl. I like to rinse it really, really, really good. So I'm gonna rinse this a couple times. I'll show you what the water looks like after I'm done. So the first rinse, your water's gonna be cloudy. I typically like to get in here and like squeeze and run my fingers through it like this. See how cloudy that water is? So I try to get in there really good, just massaging it until I feel like I've gotten that first debris off of there. And this is like a good stress reliever too. Almost like you're detangling hair or something, you know, or washing your hair or whatever. So you just get in there. I just massage it really good on that first water. And then I'll come back in and rinse it a few more times until my water is clear, okay? And you'll see gradually from where it started, it'll start to soften up already just within this little bit of time that we're messing with it, okay? So this is rinse number 2. And already you can see the transition from what I just showed you to what it looks like now. See the water starting to get a little bit clearer? And look how this is already starting to swell up, Okay. That's what you want. That's the idea. I can do probably 2 more rinses. I'm gonna massage this some more. And I'm also just gently tearing it a little bit just so I can make sure I get into those crevices. Let me tell you, it's a lot of folds in sea moss, and you just really want to make sure that you get all that debris out of there. And that it's really clean, you know, because once you do that last water, there's no more rinsing. It's time to blend it. All right, so okay, get back in there. There's the water now. Okay, now we're gonna rinse that off. This is my last rinse. Okay, look at that, even clearer. Look at that. See? Yeah, that's what you want. So this is my last rinse, and then I'm gonna put my spring water in there, cover it, and then I'll see it tomorrow when I get ready to blend it. Okay. Now, some people like to soak their sea moss with like different fruit, like limes and lemons and stuff like that. I don't do that. I've never tried it that way. I just take it straight up. So I know with the kelp noodles now, I'll also do a video on that. I may make some for lunch. We'll see how I feel. But with the kelp noodles, I do soak that in baking soda and lemon water. I squeeze a whole lemon and let it soak until it softens when I just want to eat them raw. We'll do a video on that. But yeah, most people do like to put different things in their sea moss for extra flavor when they get ready to blend it. I don't care for that. I just take it like it is. But that's your preference. You could try it. All right. Last, one more rinse. You know, just me being me. Okay. Now that's it. So now that we're done with that, I take my spring water and I just fill it up. Now I usually get about 12 to 24 ounces off of this when I blend it. So, but this is my last water. Now with this, that's it. I'm gonna put a lid on it and that's it. I won't see this again until tomorrow, okay? But this is what it looks like. That's the final water. See how clear that is? So this is what it's gonna soak in overnight. Now, some people do strain theirs. I'm not straining mine. That's gonna be my final water, and that's what I'm blending with. I'm gonna keep that same water that is soaked in overnight. So that's it. I'll see it in the morning. I'm gonna pop it back here on my counter where nobody goes. That's my cutting area. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, do your research on beets and blood pressure, how they relate to each other. You're missing a treat if you haven't tried it. But like I said, use caution. If you're on blood pressure medication, please learn from me. Do not overindulge in this because you're trying to get off blood pressure medicine. You can do it in the proper way, tapering yourself off. But just use caution and take your time. Don't be in such a hurry because your body has to respond, especially if you've been on it for a long time. You have to give your body time to, detox itself. But this is the way to do it. Just safely do it, okay? Responsibly. I don't want y'all coming for me talking about drank that juice. You told me to drink it and then I passed out at work. You don't put that on me, okay? I'm letting you know. If you drink a lot of this, it will drop your blood pressure, okay? Especially if you are on blood pressure medication, okay? So just let you know. Don't shoot the messenger. But have you some. Let me tell you, if you don't like the texture, let me show you. If you don't like the texture, strain it and you'll still get the same results. I think they have like a juicing cloth where you can get all the juice out and keep the pulp. Do that, whatever works for you. But it's if you are pre-hypertension or the doctor say, hey, you're a little elevated, just tip a little beet juice in your diet, or you can cut the beets up, put on a salad. but it is great for blood pressure. So, all right, I got to get back to work. This is my little break time just to make me some juice because I wanted some this morning. But you have a great day. I'll catch you guys back on the next video. All right. Have a happy weekend. Take care.